Berger.
I'm Drew Coombs.
And we get to go and watch new movies in the theater and then tell you all about them. But if you don't get a chance to go to the movies this weekend, that's totally okay because you can go to netflix.com/SourceFed. And what do you get for that, Drew?
You get a 30-day free trial of their instant streaming.
Yay, this is Drew, everybody.
Hi.
Not Vsauce.
No.
Drew's a very important part of our SourceFedNERD team, and he got to watch I, Frankenstein with me today.
Because nobody else wanted to go.
That's true. Drew, how would you describe I, Frankenstein in one sentence?
I, Frankenstein is the weirdest fan fiction fight movie you will ever go see. Frankenstein's monster, who in this movie is called Adam, which is kind of an obvious name.
I think that was a good choice.
I like it, yeah. He is super strong and fast, and he gets caught in between a battle between gargoyles and demons.
Yep,
I guess
it's a good way to synopsize
angels
this movie.
angels were too hard to animate, so they went with gargoyles.
They went with, well, and gargoyles are a little bit cooler.
They are cooler.
Like, if you're going for what you want to see fight each other, I'm not going to lie, when I saw the trailer and I saw fighting gargoyles, I was like, yes, I'm so seeing that. That's way better than fighting angels. Come
That's
on.
the opposite reaction I had when I saw that.
But you and I are both, like, big Buffy fans, and you like Blade, yeah?
Yeah, oh, God,
So, like,
yeah.
you think about this genre, and you're like, yes, I'm so going to like this. And quickie review, it wasn't as epically awesome as I thought it was going to be. What's your quickie review? Quickie review.
Yeah, that was it.
I would have to say the dialogue in this film was not very good. There's a lot of times that Aaron Eckhart as Adam, or the Frankenstein monster, says things that make you want to laugh out loud when they're supposed to be serious. And it actually kind of made him look like a bad actor. And I don't think it was his fault.
No, kudos to Aaron Eckhart and the entire cast of this movie for getting through that dialogue. It was not particularly skilled, and a lot of it was just pure exposition. Like the movie would stop,
a lot of exposition,
and they would just explain what was happening. Like, well, here's what's been happening for the last 400 years, and I was like, well, show me the cool.
And let me tell you
things.
all the biblical reasons that we're plucking out to justify what's going on in a movie like this. I don't need you to justify why the gargoyles are fighting the demons. I just want to see it happen.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not looking for so much realism in this type of film that you need to convince me of the war, and a lot of this film was spent convincing me.
I think what it is a lot of movies these days try to establish a franchise before they have a good movie.
Well, and this franchise already existed. This is based on a graphic novel.
Apparently,
series.
yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't either.
Apparently, yeah, this was a graphic
credits.
novel. But I'm sure they wanted to do, I, Frankenstein, and then hopefully they're looking like I, too, am Frankenstein.
I too.
The three Frankensteins go to Vegas.
Moving into the acting, like we were saying, I think the actors all did a good job. Bill Nighy being my favorite.
Yeah, if you put Bill Nighy in a movie and let him chew the scenery, it's fine. Because I will watch that man do anything. He's absolutely wonderful.
And he plays the Prince of the Demons, and you do not F with Bill Nighy in this movie.
International treasure, Bill Nighy. I will say Yvonne Straczynski. I think that's her name. Is that how you say it? She's the girl from Chuck?
Okay.
Probably?
Yeah, the blonde chick.
Yeah. She plays the world's most eminent electrophysiologist, which is apparently a type of scientist that exists now.
And she's like 23.
I would say somewhere between Dr. Christmas in, was it Die Another Day, the James Bond movie?
Okay.
And Tara Reid in Alone in the Dark, as far as...
I felt a very Tara Reid vibe, and I was not believing.
They even called her like Tara... She was named like Tara Weed. Like, it was very...
No, shut up! She was not... Her name was Tara, but her last name was not Weed.
It was very similar.
That's awesome.
The director of this movie is Stuart Beattie. He actually was a screenwriter on Pirates of the Caribbean, the original.
The first version of the script or something
like that,
right?
Early draft. I think his actual credit was like screen story, and that's a few rungs down.
Which I didn't like that script, so I'm probably in the minority saying that. Overall, I mean, I guess I would say that I blame the film's shortcoming on the director. The director's the one responsible for crafting it all, like a chef with a main dish, and this main dish was not as good as I wanted it to be, Stuart.
Yeah, he didn't have a strong visual style, and when you're doing a fight movie, you have to have really sort of over-the-top action.
Yes.
And this movie did not have that in any way.
Okay, so like, rip me apart for saying this. I loved Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunter because every time they shot a witch with a crossbow, they exploded! Which makes no sense but was really fun. And in this movie, every time they killed a demon, they established this in like the first 5 seconds, they burst into flames and this weird fireball comes out and kind of swirls around. Interesting visual.
Yeah, really not very believable looking fire. Like, it looked very fakey.
Very CGI.
Yeah, but that was
CGI.
it.
But that was it. Yeah, they blew their load in the first 5 minutes of the film. The action sequences all went like that for the rest of the movie. And the combat itself wasn't super impressive.
It was shot, I mean, it was shot competently. It was like, I always knew like the geography of the location, like the motion always carried through, but I didn't get any real thrills out of it. It was not very exciting.
In a movie like this, you need the action sequences
because the
to
story,
make the film.
The story does not carry it.
Right. I would say if you like crap action, and you're into the occult and trying to explain weird mythical creatures with biblical stuff, like if that fascinates you, turn your brain off and go see this film. You'll have a good time for an hour and 45 minutes. If you're looking for anything more than that, or like someone asked me, was it better than Van Helsing? If that's how you're going into it, don't see this movie because you're going to hate it. Overall, I'm gonna give this movie 6 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but that's because I tend to like that stuff, but it wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, and it fell short in a lot of areas.
I'm no fan of the turn your brain off style of going to the movies. Because even the dumbest action movie you should still be an active participant in it.
Okay.
This movie, unless you're gonna pay under $10 to go see it, just don't. There's so many great movies out right now that you can catch on the tail end. Like, spend your money more wisely. Catch it on a red box for 99 cents.
I think it's a great like Thursday night rental.
Yeah, it'll be there in like 3 weeks. Don't worry. And I love dumb action movies, and still for me, it's a 4 out of 10.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, no, don't go see. I think Gravity's back in theaters. Go check that out.
Drew and I aren't the only ones that got a chance to see this movie this weekend. On IMDb right now, it has an overall score of 6 out of 10, which for IMDb is pretty bad. But
that's pretty low for a day one.
I would say, okay, but tell them about Rotten Tomatoes.
Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it's at 5% with 20 critics reporting in.
5% out of 100!
One guy liked it. My favorite quote from Rotten Tomatoes was the guy who said, not a very good movie, but it's sweet that they tried. Yeah. Which is the most condescending thing you could say. Like, it's worse than a hateful review. He's just like, that there.
Good job.
Good job, kids.
Good try. But the audience members on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 65%. So I feel like that's your part of the audience that likes the turn your brain off movies. They went, they enjoyed it for what it was.
Those voters will like anything.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching the New Movie Thing Show. Again, if you don't have a chance to go to the movies, you can always go to netflix.com/SourceFed and check out some movies there while you're at home. I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
I'm Drew Coombs.
The last line of the movie, you want to do it together? Just the last 2 words? I, Frankenstein.